What's up guys, Volt here bringing you a brand new Fast and Furious car remake. In today's remake I am bringing you the 1973 Plymouth Barracuda that Letty Ortiz drives in Furious 7. Now, I believe this was a requested car and I'll put those on screen as many as I can find. And thank you so much for requesting it, guys. I also did put a poll up on my channel if you guys did check that out and actually vote on it. I do appreciate that as well. And it looks like this was the winner of the poll. I was going to upload either this or the R8. So this is from the 7th movie of the franchise, and it is actually the last one that Paul Walker, aka Brian O'Connor, was in, sadly. Technically, he was in it somewhat. I mean, it was CGI and his brothers and all that, but he was in it in spirit and in memory and everything, I think. The movie starts out with Dominic Toretto driving with Letty Ortiz as the passenger. At this point in the movie of the franchise, Letty is suffering from amnesia and asks Dom where they're going. He tells her that they are heading to a familiar place that should jog her memory: Race Wars. When they arrive, he tells her to take the wheel and race a quarter mile against an Audi R8, which was the actual other car. I'm going to put a picture of that on screen for you guys right now, of the actual build, and I do have it built. And if you guys actually want to see that, let me know. I'll be more than happy to upload that video for you guys. But this is the winner, so I thought I'll bring this out. Sadly, we cannot use this in the drag races. I was actually more tempted to bring out the R8 because you can use the R8 in races. So as we always do, we're going to start off with the base price. You want to go to the internet. You want to go up here to the travel and transport website. You want to go down to the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website. You want to go over here to the two-door option. Then you want to go down and you want to find yourself the Bravado Gauntlet Classic, part of the Diamond Casino and Resort DLC. Now, there is a thing that they changed a few DLCs back. There's actually a trade price for this vehicle now, so pick a color. So in order to get the trade price, you need to actually complete the finale as the leader with this vehicle to unlock the trade price. So you just have to pretty much have this vehicle, complete the heist with this vehicle in there. You don't actually have to use it. You can still go down through the tunnels or use the helicopter, whatever kind of method you want to use, as long as it is the car that you choose for the finale. And then it locks the trade price for $461,250. If not, you're going to be doing what I do, which is just going to be doing the buy it now price, which is $615,000. Honestly, not a bad price. We're not going to be doing too much modification to the car, just a little bit here and there. But anyways, once you have your car and you have your color, meet us at the Los Santos Car Meet location. I figured this would be the best place to actually do it. I mean, it's kind of like Race Wars. It's more or less an underground street racing rink. But anyways, I'm happy with how the build turned out for what I have in game. I know I did a similar build with Dom's Plymouth GTX from Fast 8 or Fate of the Furious. This car can actually come in handy for a lot of builds from Fast and Furious, so it's kind of nice. But anyways, let's stop rambling on and let's go and customize the beauty. So as we pull in the Bravado Gauntlet Classics in the muscle category, I mean, that's self-explanatory. It is based around an old Challenger of some sort. Not sure exactly what year it's based around. Probably a mixture of all kinds and a few other builds as well. But basically, looks like a Challenger. Anyways, as I always do, I go over the overall look, the visual appearance, and the basic design, the car, and how it's portrayed in the movie, game, or anywhere else in general itself. Anything I don't go over is completely up to you. I just put a few staples in on my build. If you want to recreate my build or take some things away from my build, you're more than welcome to. Without further ado, let's get into the build. So to start things off, you want to go to bumpers, you want to go to the front bumper, and you want to go with the primary stock bumper. Now, for this build, they actually removed pretty much mostly all the chrome on the car. So before it did have like a chrome bumper, as you can see here. You want to go with the primary stock bumper, which is going to change it to that nice stock pure black custom crew color I have on here. If you don't have that, then it's just going to be a metallic black. It's going to be whatever your primary color is, so make sure you do change it to the primary stock bumper right there. After that, move on to the rear bumpers. The same thing with the front. You want to remove all that chrome, so you want to go down and put on the primary stock rear bumper. That's going to change it to your primary color, which is really nice, and that's what we want it to look like. From there, move on with the chassis. You want to go with the stock chassis. Unfortunately, it didn't have a roll cage in it, and I didn't see one. I mean, if it did, let me know. I'll be more than happy to give you credit and all that. But I didn't see anything changed in it. The seats look pretty much like stock or kind of like old style, like muscle car stock seats and stuff. They didn't have no straps, no racing seats, and all that kind of things like that. So I would honestly just go with the stock chassis. After that, move on to the exhaust. You want to go with the anodized exhaust. What this is going to do is it's going to make the exhaust more of like a darker color, or more like a kind of like blackish kind of exhaust. I was thinking about going with just the stock exhaust, but upon looking around at pictures and things, this exhaust is a little bit more darker to look at, and I just think that the anodized exhaust is the best option for the build here. From there, move on to the front fenders. You want to go with none. Didn't have any front fenders like on the Plymouth GTX that I built, so make sure you don't have them on there. After that, move on to the grille. You want to go with the secondary section grills. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to give the secondary color to your grille, and for the secondary color, the hood and the rear spoiler, it was all like a matte gray. Now, you're probably going to be thinking that the hood is actually carbon fiber, and it actually is, but I'll go over that in here in a little bit. But yeah, you do want to make sure you go with the secondary section grille. This is the kind of grille it actually had. It had like the split down the middle with the lights on the sides and everything, and it was in a matte gray. So make sure you go with the secondary section grille. Best option there. After that, move on to the hood, like I was talking about. The carbon snorkel hood is the best option here because it did have a kind of like hood scoop in the front here, like in the middle. And this is about the closest thing you can get to it. I mean, it doesn't look the greatest at certain angles, but like from the front, it kind of gives the representation of it to an extent. The sad part is, it is supposed to be matte gray, but unfortunately we don't have a secondary option for this hood. So the best option you can go for is a carbon snorkel hood and just kind of match the carbon color with the secondary color. So I think that just kind of having like a matte gray carbon look to it is pretty close to a matte gray, and the carbon snorkel hood is the best option in my personal opinion there. After that, move on to the lights. You want to go to headlights. You just want to keep them stock. You want to have those old style patina looking muscle car or like old style kind of lights. I wish, again, we could buy, but we can't. So make sure you keep them stock. After that, move on to the neon kits. Neon lamp's going to be none because they didn't have a neon. Again, they moved away from the neon in later movies, and I don't really see much neon on muscle cars, let alone any in any of the earlier movies. So yeah, definitely go with no neon there. After that, move on to the livery. You want to go with the black Bravado livery. Now, you're probably thinking, you're going to be putting a black livery on a black car. It's not going to show up. It actually does to an extent. As you can see, the stripe on the side, that's what we kind of want for the build. Kind of sticks out a little bit more if you actually use the pure black custom crew color I'm going to be providing a little bit later on in the video. And in most of my other videos, I've used it so many times. If you use a metallic black or a classic black, it's not going to pop as much, and it will be a little bit more blended in. But if you use pure black, as you can see, it kind of sticks out a little bit more. And if I actually go to the option for the hood and actually remove the hood, you'll see that stripe there as well with the Bravado logo. Now, the nice thing with the carbon hood is it actually makes the livery kind of blend in, so you don't even see it at all, which is nice. Make sure you go with that black Bravado livery right here. This way you can get that nice kind of design on the car, how it's supposed to look from the movie. After that, move on to the plate. You want to go with a blue and white 2, and the custom plate you want to go for is 4PCI 259. Again, that is 4PCI 259. Now that is the custom plate that's actually on the car in the movie and in real life and all that. So I would definitely go with that one if you can. If you can't, make a custom plate of your own, do whatever you can. Just do make sure that you try to go for a blue and white 2, which is the best representation for a California style plate. Now, as you see, I do have a Juice WRLD plate. I actually created the album art car as well as like the video build car. And if you guys like to see that, please let me know down in the comment section down below. I'll be more than happy to bring that out for you guys. But yeah, custom plate right there. Make sure you do have a blue and white too. After that, move on to the rear fenders. You want to go with none. Didn't have any special rear fenders on there. Didn't have any like vents or anything on the fins or anything on the side there. So make sure you go with nothing there. After that, move on to the roof, same roof spray for last. You want to go with the primary roof. What this is going to do is it's actually going to keep the roof all the primary color. If you go with the stock roof, it's actually going to give it like a kind of like matte grayish kind of look to it, and you don't want that. So you want to make sure you go with the primary roof. Actually, if you add a primary roof, it matches the entire car the way it's supposed to look. The primary roof is the best option there. After that, move on to the skirts. You want to go with the primary custom skirts. If you keep the stock skirts, as you can see, they kind of have like the chrome look around it, around the bottom there. I can't really zoom in without the engine going off. So yeah, the stock skirts there give the kind of chrome on the bottom. You want to make it all black or all the same color as the primary color. So you want to go down and put on the primary custom skirts. They weren't really going down as much. They weren't like jutting down or like looking down that much. Like they weren't extended, I guess you could say. So the primary custom skirts is the best option in my personal opinion there. After that, move on to the spoiler. You want to go with the ducktail spoiler. What this is going to do is it's actually going to make the spoiler kind of like a matte gray / carbon type look to it, and that's exactly what you want for the spoiler. This is the exact kind of style we need for the spoiler, and it does fit really nicely for the build. It was nice flat all the way across. It didn't have like this inset right here in the middle. So do make sure you go for the ducktail spoiler. It fits the best. Again, it matches with the hood and like the front grille and all that because the color is roughly the same. Not the greatest amount of same, but it's pretty much the same. So yeah, ducktail spoiler, best option there. After that, move on to the suspension. I went with the stock suspension. Again, it's a muscle car. I don't see a point in lowering it. From the pictures and everything I've seen, it looks like it's stock. I would say, if anything, probably go with maybe a lowered at the most, and this is a lot, at the most a street. I mean, it's completely up to you what you want to do. If you want to go competition, go competition. It's completely your build, your choice, do what you want. But I think either stock or at the most a street. If you just want to add a little bit, go with a lowered. Me personally, I'm going with stock. After that, move on to the turbo. I kept it stock. Now, sadly, there's not much information floating around about this car, and I wasn't sure if it had a supercharger or a turbo of some sort or anything special underneath the hood. So honestly, I just kept it stock. I did actually have a turbo on at one point, but I just couldn't find any information on it, and I try to keep my builds as accurate as possible. I'm just going to go with a none. If you guys have any information on the build or anything about the car's engine or performance-wise and all that, and it does have a turbo or something, or a supercharger even, let me know down in the comment section down below, and I will be more than happy to change it for you guys in the top 10 comment, as well as give you guys credit. But for now, I'm just going with a none. After that, you want to go to the wheels, you want to go to the wheel type, you want to go down to the muscle category, you want to go to the stock rims, and you want to put on the 5-star rims. Now, these I think fit the closest to the actual rims that are on the real life car. Unfortunately, we don't have anything close in game that is exactly like the real life rims on the real life car. But the 5-star is about the closest design. They're 5-spoke. They have the same kind of design style to them, as well as the middle rivet parts. And it does have the chrome lip around the outside as well. So that's really nice. So I would say 5-star is the best option in my personal opinion there. After that, we move on to the wheel color. You just want to keep them alloy. You're probably thinking, no, they were black. No, they were black steel. No, they were no. They were all just alloy. They were just alloy. I looked at a bunch of pictures. I looked at the actual real life car. I looked at the other builds of the cars and everything. They were all just alloy. So maybe they were saying that they were a different color in Fast and Furious 6, but in Furious 7, they were actually alloy color. So make sure you do keep them alloy. From there, move on to the tires. You want to go to tire design. You just want to keep them stock. No custom tires, so don't worry about adding or changing anything on there. From there, move on to the tire enhancements. You just want to keep standard tires. Don't add low grips because it wasn't drifting. And bulletproof tires, this isn't realistic in my opinion. So I would honestly just go with standard tires. But I know it is UT Online. You can add bulletproof tires on if you wish. Completely your call. From there, move on to the tire smoke. You just want to go the white tire smoke. I don't see a point in changing this. After that, move on to the windows. You want to go with a nice clear none, or as clear as you can get for this car anyways. It's not crystal clear or anything, but yes, none is the best option here. It didn't have even the slightest amount of tint. It definitely wasn't darked out or anything, so I mean it was like an old style muscle car. They didn't have too much done to like the glass and all that, so honestly just go with a none. I think it fits the best, and it does make the car look really nice, so none the best option there. Alright, and I'll see you guys in 2 seconds with the rolled steel primer color. Alright, and we're back. As you can see, I have my car and my primer out rolled steel. Pretty much what I always do for all my builds. That way you know what colors I'm going to be doing for the custom crew color and or LSC colors. This time it's going to be both. So we're going to start with the LSC color first. Again, this is not a very great option, but it is still a viable option. So you want to go to the primary color, you want to go to classics, and you want to go up to the blacks, and you just want to put on a classic black. Now again, it does stick out a little bit. It's not super great. It's not super dark, but you can still see the livery on the side, which we actually do want to see that line right there, that gray, matte gray line. So that's what we want to see. So that's when you want to go for the classic black. After that, move on to the secondary color. You want to go down to the mattes. You want to go down to the gray, and you want to put on the matte gray color right here. This is going to match the kind of hood as well as the back spoiler for the front grille here as well. Unfortunately, it does change your engine. As you can see me kind of flicking through there, you can see the color changing right underneath the hood there. Right where my hand is, like right, not hard to zoom it, like, yeah, you can, I mean, if I do like a lime green, you can see it right there. Yeah, so that, it changes that too, but I mean, it's gonna be barely noticeable, and plus we don't see underneath the hood in the movie, so it's fine, in my opinion. We mainly want that just for the grill, so make sure you do have the matte gray on there for the secondary color. After that, move on to the trim color. You want to go with a nice dark black. Because the seats and the interior, pretty much of the entire car was black, so I would honestly just go with the black trim color. Best option there. Now again, this is a very viable option if you do not want to do a custom crew color, don't have the option to do so, or just choose not to. It is decent. I mean, you can still see the matte gray kind of like livery on the side there, which is, it's supposed to be matte gray on the stripe there, as well as the hood and the front grille here, as well as the rear spoiler. That's all the matte gray that's supposed to be on the car that I believe. But again, it's supposed to be matte gray. It's not supposed to be carbon, but I mean, we can't do the matte gray for the hood, so that's the best option I could do for that. But if you do want to do the custom crew color, I'll put the hex code on screen for the pure black custom crew color right now. I've done this for a lot of builds, and I've used it for a lot of different builds just in general. It comes really in handy, and make sure you use it to your advantage, guys. You're going to see the color change in 3, 2, 1. As you can see, the black gets a lot darker, and it's just looks better in my opinion. So look, if I flick between the two, this is just classic black, pure black, classic black, pure black. Classic black is a little bit more gray. As you can kind of see, it kind of blends a little bit more into the hood. But if you go to pure black, it definitely stands out from the hood and everything else. So honestly, I stick with pure black. If you guys want to go with the classic black, that's completely your call. But me personally, I'm going with the pure black. So after you apply the crew color, you want to go down to Pearlescent and make sure it is still on a black. You don't want any kind of shine on this car. I just think it feels like it ruins it a little bit. And yeah, it just doesn't look right. So just definitely go with the black. You want to make that black shine and just kind of stand out more. So definitely make sure the Pearlescent's on a black if it's not already. Then you just want to go through and make sure everything else is right. So you want to go to the secondary color, go down to matte, make sure it's on the matte gray. After that, go back to the trim color, make sure it's on that black, and then you're done. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's how we recreate the 1973 Plymouth Barracuda that Letty Ortiz drives in Furious 7. Again, I think it's a decently viable option build for what I actually have to work with in game. I know people are going to be like, that's not a matte gray hood. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I can't make the livery stand out more than what it can right now. It's just how it is. I'm happy with how it turned out. I think it is noticeable, and it is, you know, it pretty much does show what it is, and people can understand what it is by looking at the car. And that's pretty much what I tried to go for, as well as recreating the car in general. I'm happy with it. Hopefully you guys are too. So let's go back to our parking spot. All right, let's go outside, get the full look at this beauty. So as you can tell, the livery doesn't stand out that much from the back because it really fades to the back, but towards the front you can still see it stick out a little bit more, especially with the pure black. And certain lighting, it sticks out more too. Like I think probably a little bit less brightness would actually make it stick out a little bit more too. But overall, I'm happy with how the build turned out. I don't think I would really change anything because it does look relatively close to the real life build. So anyways, let's go for a drive, as we always do. I would say let's go and test it on the drag races, but unfortunately you cannot use this build in a drag race. So if you guys do want a build that you can actually use in the drag races, which is the R8 build that Letty actually raced against, which is the counterpart to this one, I guess you could say, let me know. I'll be more than happy to upload for you guys. Or if you'd like to see the Juice WRLD build that I built from the album cover art as well as the video car, or even if you want me to upload something else, please let me know down in the comment section down below. That's pretty much it, guys. So like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment down in the comment section down below for what build you'd like to see next. Links down in the description below for Twitter, Discord, and the crew. Free to join, free to leave anytime you wish. I do want to note that I do also stream every Thursday, roughly around 11 or 12 a.m. Eastern time. So if you guys want to join in, you know, hit me up, chat me up, you know, suggest some builds, just hang out and watch what I do during like streams and things, you're more welcome to come and hang out. You're always welcome on this channel. You guys are always family. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the love and support, as always. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. I'll catch you guys later. And I'm out. Peace.